Right now, the temperature's as cool as Homestead at 70 and as warm as 74 in Miccosukee. Should be a very good beach day. Sun's up at 6:51.
This was one of those cases that just sort of grabs you by the throat. It's just a complete mystery.
It's about 8:15, 8:30 in the morning. The sun's starting to come up. You've got a Florida Power and Light worker driving up the street, and he notices what he thinks is a body. White female, blonde hair, nude, battered up, unconscious, lying on the side of the road. But she was dumped out and left for dead.
This mystery woman who's just sort of turned up out of nowhere, clearly a crime has happened, and they don't know what to make of this at this point in the game.
The woman was airlifted to Jackson Memorial Hospital's Ryder Trauma Center in critical condition.
Miami-Dade detective Alan Foote was the one who got this case.
She had cuts on her face. She has swollen jaws, bruises on her body. She was unconscious for almost 24 straight hours. I started out by going out and knocking door to door in the area.
I didn't see anything or heard anything.
There's no clothing or anything that would distinguish who she is.
We've got no identification. I've got a Jane Doe on my hands. I'm running into nothing.
And now the big question for investigators, who is this woman and what happened to her?
A day passed as investigators waited to see if she was going to regain consciousness.
I remember voices around me. Somebody asked me what was my name. I had a lot of pain. I was in pain. Very painful.
At first, it's almost impossible for her to speak, but she can write.
When she came to, I get a phone call telling me that she's written some things down on a piece of paper.
Her name is Inna Budnytska. She's Ukrainian. She wasn't particularly adept with English. Inna had been working for a cruise ship line.
I wanted to have an occupation in my life. I want to be someone, but I guess it's all changed.
One of the things she writes down is my attorney's name is this, and a phone number.
Why did she write attorney? Did she need an attorney? Had she done something? What was that all about? So that was kind of the mystery number one.
I did not know whether she was involved in something civil or something criminal. But for someone to ask for an attorney as a victim right off the bat does throw a red flag.
I didn't know nobody. I was alone up here. So the only one person who I knew, that was my attorney.
She was trying to reconstruct the events of probably the most horrific thing that can happen to anybody, much less a visitor to a strange country.
Her attorney basically tells me she has a civil lawsuit from an injury she sustained while working for the cruise line.
My finger was cut and I was signed off of the ship for the medical treatment.
She was recovering from this injury, and the cruise ship line had put her up in the hotel where she was just biding her time until the wound healed.
The first break Detective Foote has in this case is that the hotel where she is staying has a rather sophisticated, extensive surveillance camera system.
We have 16 cameras covering the whole perimeter of the hotel, including parking lot, the entrance, the exits, the lobby, the restaurant, the lobby bar, the front desk, the back exits. Those cameras have a motion sensor detector, and then we have 2 security guards at night and on duty, so we can see, anybody or anything that happens in the perimeter of the hotel.
So Detective Foote starts to look at the cameras.
No, where's the guard shack? Up here?
It's here, in this side.
Frame by frame to see if he can capture his victim and also anybody else that might have interacted with her inside the hotel.
There's no video cameras in the hallways. They don't do that for privacy of your guests. There's no video cam in the elevator. So all you have to rely on is the exterior and the interior lobby.
In the hospital, slowly, Inna is beginning to fill in a few blanks about what happened to her on the night of the attack.
I left in the hotel. I went outside with my friend for dinner. I had fun. We stayed there a while, had some drinks.
We were able to place her coming back to the hotel at approximately 11:30 midnight. There's no mistaking her.
The security cameras catch her leaving again at 3:33 a.m. in a red jacket, and then returning at 3:40.
Did that strike you as odd that she's going and coming in the middle of the night?
I mean, she could explain that.
I went to the gas station to buy a phone card. Very close with my mother. I used to call her very often back in Ukraine. I love her and I miss her. She misses me.
After running her errands, Inna returns to the hotel lobby at about 3:41 a.m. and she's never seen by those cameras again.
It's the last we see of her. So that's how we believe she was attacked in the hotel.
The only chance that you have of sorting out what happened to her is when she starts talking.
The memory was not clear because I was in pain, in too much pain. My head was not working, absolutely. I was in shock. I couldn't stand up and I could not walk. It was very cold, if I remember. It was like very, very cold and dark and cold.
The fragments of memory that she had didn't add up in any significant way.
The biggest mystery, of course, is how did she get out of the hotel? Do you come up with any theories?
I was looking for anything. I'm looking in her room over the balcony. I'm looking in the bushes to see if a body was thrown over and there was a body imprint, or maybe she was lowered by rope.
But all of the possible explanations didn't check out. The effort to find out who had done this to her was really hung up on the question of how had she ended up 8 miles away in the weeds.
They just have questions here, very few answers. Is she somehow involved in this?
Is there something in her life that wasn't revealed? Somebody she knows? Is it somehow tied to the hotel?
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.